Welcome to Real Kiwi Fishing. This week, back out on the little FC with Stevo this time. I thought what we'd do is carry on with our gurnard fishing. What we've done is we've headed out west this time. And what we're going to do is have a look at the difference between the west to the east. Now I know we've caught some real nice gurnard out here on the west, and that's what attracts us out here when we're chasing gurnard, those big sort of 50-60 centimetre ones. Out on the east coast the other day we averaged about that sort of 35. So we know the west holds bigger gurnard and probably a little bit more quantity, but we'll have a look today, starting with the soft baits like we did the other day on the east. And what I find on the east coast is they're actually in the closer sort of area, and we drifted over that spot and we were picking them up on the little micro jig and the soft baits. So I thought we'd start with that today out here. So once we find them, we'll head back up and drift through that area, see if we can pick them up like we did on the east. So if we get into a few carrots today, and hope you guys enjoy. Okay guys, we've been trying probably for about a good half an hour. We've tried a couple of little different spots that we normally catch gurnard in. Still soft baiting, we just haven't even had a nudge, haven't even had a little bite. And so far it's showing me that the east coast, where we were the other day, was holding a little bit more maybe gurnard, but I'm just not too sure. It is a lot more murky here. So so far the soft baiting hasn't been that great. Half an hour, not even a bite. So what we might do is just head back up, fish that same area, so we haven't not changing anything but the baits. Head back up and we'll drift with a couple of cubes of pulley, and we'll see if we can catch gurnard through that same area, but with drifting bait. And then if that doesn't work, we'll head back up, fish the same area, drop the berley and bait, and we'll see if that works. And as you guys know, that's what I love to do, bait and berley. Draw the fish in, bring the fish to you. Okay guys, same as last time, just got that 1 ounce egg, basically a straight line rig, and a little cube of pilchard. So still on the drift, it's quite good, we can have a good shot at this today. It's not a lot of wind at the moment. The other day out east we couldn't have a go, so we'll try it today in the same area that we were soft baiting. So it's not like we've moved off to somewhere else. So with using bait, obviously we've got a little bit of scent there. Unlike soft baiting, unless you've got the gulp or one that you squeeze the juice on. So we've got a little bit of movement with the bait going along the bottom, as well as the scent of the bait. So we'll see if that makes a difference. Okay guys, we've tried everything. We've tried our soft baiting, we've tried drifting with our baits, and we haven't had one bite. So Stevo's dropping the anchor. What we're going to do is bait and berley, see if they come on the bite. So we're in the same place. So we'll see if that the berley's going to bring them in. It has to. It's what normally happens. The berley gets going, fish get the scent and they come in. But there could be no fish in this area, so we just need to rule that out. We'll drop the bait and berley, see what happens. I thought what we'll do before we drop the burley, we'll just anchor, try some baits without the burley. We'll see how well that works actually before we get the burley going. See if we get a few bites. Sometimes just the scent of the bait in the one area can actually work. So we'll try just a couple of baits first without the burley, and then if we get no bites we'll put the burley in, and then we'll see if that actually works, see if that what brings them in here. What I'll do is I'll swap this soft bait, we'll swap it out, and I'll chuck a flasher on. I've got the Sunrise Slayer. We had the pink one the other day, which was working really well. So we'll try this Sunrise Slayer. I'm running the Mutsu hook. So I'll have my strayline rig out the back, and I'll just drop this straight down with a couple of baits, put it in the rod holder, and if it works the way it should do, the fish should hook up without me having to fish it. So I'll just drop this straight down. Run a tight drag so the fish can hook itself, but make sure that you undo it a little bit in case something big grabs it. Okay, we hooked up our first fish. It's taken about an hour and a half, nothing on the drift, haven't got the burley down. And what have I caught it on? The good old flasher rig, the old rod holder, picking up the first fish. And there you go, those flasher rigs doing the damage. And it's our target species, and straight away you can see that size difference from those East Coast ones we got the other day. Our first ones were quite small out east, probably under 30 centimeters. So our first fish, remember to put them out of the misery straight away before you put them in the bin. There you go. But yeah, it just shows you it's taken about an hour and a half for us to get our first fish, and it's at anchor. Another one, Stevo. So there you go, rod holder's hooked up again. On that flasher, they just work so well, those Mutsu's flashers. And I quite like I was saying, they're the Ocean Assassin ones that I fish with. There you go. Gurnard number 2, and that was pretty quick. And no burley yet. Nothing on our strayline rigs. Good old flasher. Just drop it down again and we'll see what happens. So it's 2 for the rod holder and a flasher. That's the great thing with those Mutsus, you just don't have to strike. Really good for surf casting too. Cast out your rod off the sand. You just have a little bit of a tight drag so the fish can still pull, but you can also hook up on those Mutsus. Oh yep, rod holder's at it again. There you go. Don't have to strike. If you're holding your rod and you're fishing them, you don't strike. Being a recurve hook, a mutsu, or a suicide hook, you just lift and it'll hook corner of the mouth. He's a little bit smaller, this one. Probably just about takeable, but we'll let him go. Got some bigger ones in the bin there, so we know that there's some bigger fish there. No need to keep those smaller ones. So 3 to the flasher rig, Stevo. Yeah. What we'll do is we'll chuck that berley in soon, and we'll see if that changes it up a bit for us. What should happen is the fish get the scent of the berley and brings them in, draws them in, and it should be pretty much all go. It's a great thing about berley, getting the fish in here, keeping them at the boat. Stevo's hooked up. First one on our straight line. Just got a mixture of squid and pilly today. Hopefully we can catch a KIWI as well. Should be good. Another gurnard. Looks like it. Still no berley in, so it's not too bad. 4 fish with no berley, it's not too bad. Looks like a decent one. Nice gurnard. There you go. One for the stray line. Also, what I like doing when we've got pilchards and we're cubing them up, I don't actually use the heads when I'm fishing for gurnard. Just have the heads left, chop them up into little pieces and chuck it over like a little berley trail. Sometimes that's all you need. If you run out of berley, just chop up a few little heads of the pilchard. I think what I'll do is, we know we can catch them without berley. Catching them here or there, it's sort of maybe every 5 minutes we're getting a bite. A couple minutes, 5 minutes. And it's normally due from us having our baits in the water, staying in the one place. The fish get attracted to the motion as the other fish are chewing up the baits and stuff like that, spinning it out. It actually forms its own little berley. That's normally what happens. And the fish do sort of hang around in that area knowing that there's food here of some sort. So what we'll do is we'll chuck the berley in and we'll see if that sort of gets them more on the bite, attracts more fish in, get them more excited. Okay guys, got the berley. We'll drop that in. It's the big 3 kilo or 5 kilo. Sitting in about 5 meters of water, 5 or 6 meters. So I'll drop it to the bottom. Yep, hooked up. The old flasher. The old sunrise slayer. Oh yeah, boy. How's that for a gurnard, man? It's a good size. Just plonking this down the back of that, behind that berley. when we were fishing that east coast, Pea was using the old dropper. There's another one having to go straight away. Remember, don't strike, just lift. And I'm in. It's just insane how these flashes work so well, especially for gurnard. Work well for snapper as well. And even stray lining, actually, when you just use a standard recurve hook, Mutsu hook, do the same thing, slowly lift, bottom hook again, in the corner of the mouth, they just work perfectly. Stevo's on. I'm watching the shark and Stevo's on. Onto something better. Maybe a bigger shark. Maybe a snapper. We're just hoping the snapper don't turn up and take over. Wild. Might be a good snapper, Stevo. Yep. Stevo's got a nice little snapper there. Swallowed it. That size. It's a good fish, Stevo.
Leaving the rod holder more often.
Yeah. Catches more fish than you.
Yeah.
Okay, that burley's starting to really kick in now. And the fish are really starting to come on the bite. That shows you, like I keep saying, that burley is a key ingredient when you're fishing in the shallows at anchor. Looks like maybe another nice gurnard, Stevo. Another nice gurnard. Okay, guys. That just shows you these bigger fish are out west. That's why we choose to really fish them out here out west, even though we get them on the east here, off the bay, which is nice. You just want to head out for a feed of gurnard. Been here for a good hour and a half now, and those fish have really moved up on that burley. Oh, yep, hooked up on the flasher. Oh, it's a big dog. Oh, yeah. On the top hook, look at that. That's a good solid carrot, man. Hooked up, something a bit bigger. Not sure what it is. Took a heap of line. And we're hoping it's a big snapper. Well, not big, but decent snapper. Took a heap of line when it first took off. Can feel it rubbing across the line. It's either a stingray or a nice snapper. Snapper. Big snap.
What you got, Mr. Bobo?
Nice snapper, brother. Out the back there, look.
Oh, it's okay.
It's not big.
You like snapper?
Oh, it's only just hooked. Use a camera. Gone.
Oh wait, knocked it.
I don't know what you were doing. All you needed to do was go like that.
Yeah, that was way bit pushing it up. I think it's down lower. Now I'm going to have a lily.
Okay. Current's really kicked in, but we're still managing to pick up a few gurnard. Getting a few sharks turning up, little sharks, which is annoying. Just dropped a nice snapper too, but not really here for those, so it's not too bad. But another nice carrot in between the sharks, little sharks we're getting. So our gurnard plan's still working so far, but definitely anchoring up, bait and burley. Pretty much getting fish all the time coming through. And although it is fun soft baiting and drifting along, but the wind's picked up anyway. But when you're not getting fish, you anchor up, drop the burley, use some bait and get into fish. That's what you really got to do. If something's not working, you got to change it over. You can't just come out with one kind of sort of thing to do, because if they're not working, what are you going to do? Go home with no fish. So it's always good to have a plan, a couple of different styles. But like I keep saying, that bait and burley, you really can't beat it. You know, if you work, obviously fishing in work ups, soft baiting and little jigs, it's going to fire just like how we do with our bait and burley. And that's the time to do it, when the fish are schooling. The boat hooked up again while Steve was on the phone. It's catching more fish than him. That rod holder's working well up the front there. Just chuck a bait in, sit down, look at the phone and wait for the zzz. Another snapper, looks like. Stevo. Yep. Another snapper doodle dandy. Guide her in, brother.
Well, what do you know?
Another one to the boat. Everyone's catching them but Stevo.
Shut up.
There you go, another little snapper for the bin. Don't mind a couple snapper to take home. It's good we didn't get plagued with them. Well, pretty much going to call it a day, guys. Got my last gurnard there, another goodie. It's probably up close around that 46, 47. Not sure what Stevo's got up the front there, but yep, going to call it a day. Basically, the soft baiting and the drifting the baits didn't work for us. Bait and burley fired hard, and these flasher rigs worked a treat, picking up a heap of gurnard. Stevo got a couple of snaps as well, so we've done quite well today on the gurnard, and a couple of snaps, and obviously the bait and burley doing the trick for us. So hopefully you guys enjoyed our little session on catching carrots out west, and Stevo's got one as well on his last bait. Another goodie. There you go. How's that? Twins.
Twinning.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, tight lines. Thanks for watching another great day out fishing with Real Kiwi Fishing. And you can also find more of my movies on my YouTube channel, Real Kiwi Fishing.